What's up? All right, so I'm going to go live with Jamie Driver here in a moment. Just brought her on, so see if she's able to join. Hey, how are you?
Hi, how are you?
Good, good. I want to thank you for taking time to do this, so I appreciate it.
Yeah, no, thank you.
Yeah, so I'm here live with Jamie Driver, and I kind of like let people introduce themselves if there's anyone watching this who may not be familiar with you.
Pretty much my name's Jamie. Hi guys, also known as the Red Queen. But I am a pro MMA fighter and now soon to be bare knuckle pro boxer.
Yeah, I had saw like a weigh-in you did for celebrity boxing, but I couldn't find the match. What happened there?
From what I hear, she didn't want to fight me, so they found
Oh.
her another opponent. Yeah.
So when might you be doing the bare knuckle, you think?
I have a fight contract signed. I'm set for May 28th with BYB.
BYB. So not bare knuckle FC, the other.
Yep.
Okay. So how did that come about? Like, did you have a management, or did you kind of have to reach out to them, or they reach out to you, or?
They had reached out to me, but then also my management team had already, I believe, been in talks with them in regards to me. My management team, Dream Management, they're awesome. Peter and David, love them.
Now, maybe you could talk about when you kind of maybe first started getting into martial arts or fight related training.
I started when I was about 19. Someone that I had knew, he brought me to his gym back in Philly and called Dadis. And I kind of just started there. And then a few years later, I found myself in my first amateur fight at, I think I was 21. And just kind of went from there. I've jumped around from a few gyms, different gyms, getting, to learn from new coaches, get some different flavors, you know what I'm saying? So jumped around, and then now I'm in Florida, and I started an American Top Team, but now I'm at Derek Santos Boxing Gym and Drew Strength and Conditioning in Boca Raton.
So did you kind of go back from like MMA to boxing in that move, so to speak?
Yeah, so I've never done boxing before. I've done kickboxing and I've done a Muay Thai fight, but I've mainly just done the MMA. But yeah, within the last couple of years, I kind of shifted my focus more towards boxing. I've always kind of loved it more, so I've been just kind of giving my whole attention to it now.
What made you decide to do it? Were you thinking like business wise that because you have Amanda Serrano who's getting pretty popular in boxing, did you think maybe it might be
Well,
good to go this route?
as a female fighter, Amanda Serrano's been big to me for a long ass
Right.
time. Now her name's just circulating just because
Hmm.
of who she's been kind of with coming up, the Paul brothers, whoever they are. Um,
Right.
but no, I mean, I definitely see a lot more opportunities. I mean, there's the crossovers. I mean, you have the who are they, the TikTok influencers wanting to fight real boxers and all that bullshit now, but hey, it's a game, and I'm here to collect my bag.
So when you're going to bare knuckle, like I know Chris Lieben pretty well. I trained with him a long time ago, and we kind of talked about him doing bare knuckle. Kind of, I've had kind of talks with him about what's your idea going in there, because a lot of guys, like he said, it's almost like the early UFCs where guys are still trying to figure out what they're doing. They're talking to each other in the back about what are you doing to get ready. What do you think about it?
Yeah, like getting ready for a bare knuckle fight.
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
I mean, obviously I haven't done it yet, so I'm very green. But how I see it and how my coaches see it, I mean, you still have to be a good technical boxer and striker. You have to have that good base and foundation. Yeah, there's a lot of good fighters that I've seen, but a lot of them, they just brawl, they just bite down on their mouthpiece and throw. But I feel like if people, just broke it down a little bit more, were a little bit more methodical in their fights, it would also be like a cleaner, I don't know, be a better fight to watch instead of just like, I don't know. That's just my take on it. But I don't know. Still
Because
have to stay sharp, do your boxing.
because Chris was telling me like some guys hit the bag bare knuckle, some guys don't. Some guys are punching sand, rocks. He said the biggest thing that he noticed was the gloves to no glove. He felt was like bigger than even a boxing glove to MMA glove. He said he was missing his punches completely at first.
Yeah. Yeah, it was definitely weird when my coach said, okay, take, your 12-ounce or 16-ounce gloves off that I was just hitting the bag with, no gloves. And I was like, you have to place the shots damn near perfectly. You know what I mean? There's not really room for error. I feel like when it comes to bare knuckle boxing, I mean, you just took off, a little bit of padding to nothing. So you glance, that's a huge cut, but it's definitely, my hands were hurting for the first couple of weeks of doing just bare knuckle on the bag. It was definitely a different feel. You're not going to be throwing with 100% power. I mean, yeah, you're going to have moments like, I mean, depending on what kind of fighter you are, but it's about speed now. You know what I mean?
When you spar, are you? I mean, that's the other thing I was asking him. I was like, "How do you spar?" And he's like, "Well, because if you're sparring bare knuckle, you're going to cut yourself pretty easily.
Yeah, you don't do
How
that.
do you
I mean,
spar?"
still you still have gloves on, still 16 ounces. You have to protect your sparring partners. So,
Because he
but
said he
yeah,
was wrapping his hands in duct tape and kind of he would spar with people that he trusted, but kind of you know,
yeah,
but
interesting.
still dangerous. Yeah.
Yeah, very. No, it's definitely very dangerous.
So I found the conversation really interesting with him because when you're talking about this thing that's kind of new, I mean, it's been around for a while now, but the concept of it is new, I would guess, and it's interesting to pick people's brains to see what this person's doing versus what that person was doing. So that's kind of why I was asked because he said even with his MMA glove, which is small, he said when he took the MMA glove off, he felt like the distance was worse than having a boxing glove to an MMA glove because he just felt
Yeah.
his rhythm was totally off.
Yeah, it's definitely a different type of rhythm, a different type of cadence. Like you're gonna have to like yeah, you have a lot of you put the MMA glove on, you can get away with punching and not turning your knuckles all the way over. If you want to get that knockout shot or you want to cut somebody, guess what? You have to get those knuckles turned over. And a lot of fighters don't turn their hands over. A lot of them don't. Like now when I watch MMA, I'm like, oh my God. But yeah, it's definitely a huge difference.
Now, what was your mindset going into this? Because, like I said, I think still MMA fighters, a lot of them look at bare knuckle like, okay, these people are, these people are out there doing they're really fighting. What made you think about doing it?
Um just really I saw a lot more opportunity there for me. I've also been itching to do boxing anyway, but in my mind I really thought gloved boxing was kind of off limits just because I mean you see professional gloved boxers, they are coming up in the ranks from kids, and are fighting on Team USA and going to, getting medals and all this type of shit. And I didn't come from that. I came from like kind of, a mediocre MMA background, and now I'm trying to be a really good boxer and bare knuckle. Um, but yeah.
Now, when you shifted over to boxing from American Top Team, maybe talk about your development a little bit over these last couple of years, or what it was like kind of shifting over.
I've actually really enjoyed it. Um, I actually think I think boxing for me is a better transition because I get to just focus on one specific art. I think that's the trouble I was having as an MMA fighter was finding the perfect balance between striking and grappling, and like this I can just focus on my boxing, and I can see that my IQ has already surpassed my IQ in boxing has surpassed my IQ in MMA tremendously, just focusing on that. And I've just taken the time to study and watch old film of old fighters all the time.
Now, like holding and hitting's legal in bare knuckle. Do you guys do a lot of that in your preparation?
Yeah, I mean, the one thing that I'm happy that I did with MMA, well, was MMA, was because the wrestling and the grappling and the clinching. So it's not new to me, and I'm comfortable there. So, yeah.
And what do you know about the person you're fighting? Like,
So a lot of people don't know this, but Sarah Click and I are actually friends. We trained together years ago up at Sityodtong in Boston, and we're still good friends. She actually just texted me like a week ago. She comes to bang. She's tough, she's durable, and she throws hammers, you know what I mean? And she can put combos together. So I know what she's coming with, that's for sure.
and you know, I was wondering, like, when you fight in the bare knuckle style, where you can sustain like more cuts potentially.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
like, how many fights do you think you can do, like, realistically in a year doing it? You think?
Sorry, what was that? How many fights
How many
realistically
fights
do
do
you think
you
I could do?
personally think,
Ooh,
yeah, would
that's a
be a
good
good
question.
number for you based on? Because I,
Man, I
it's
mean,
kind of that,
I feel
yeah.
I feel like my body's not taking as much damage as it was in MMA. So I feel like physically I could have like maybe 3 to 5 fights in this, but the damage, we don't have gloves. There's cuts. I might shatter my hands for all I know. So, and that's going to take time to heal. So I don't know what's going to happen, but I would love to have anywhere from like a minimum of 3 fights a year if I can, as long as I'm healthy.
Like, if you got any feedback from other people that do it, or saying, "Oh, I've been getting cuts," or "My hand got cracked," or
Most of them have busted hands, which that doesn't surprise me. But everybody's different. Some people just have like the just really, sore hands, and others have, fractured, multiple fractures or shattered it and torn tendons and all types of stuff. So yeah, it's one of those things. I guess we'll have to see.
now I saw you bring something up on your Instagram, and I don't want to like get deep into this stuff, but you brought it up on there. I was just curious, like, maybe like your feelings on that, what you posted, so to speak, where the issue you had, you know.
With the domestic stuff I went
Yeah,
through.
yeah, that what you
Yeah,
posted. Like, I just kind of wanted to leave it to you to talk about. Not, I don't want to get into. Oh, I want to know this, that, the other. No, just kind of your overall, you
yeah,
know.
man. Short and simple. I went through some shit. Unfortunately, I am now in that percentage of women that was in a domestic, physically and emotionally abusive relationship. Obviously, I'm not going to say I'm healed from it. I'm working on that now. I got a therapist. I'm doing what I have to do to, get myself better. Um, but I can't lie, like, as shitty as everything that I went through was, it's really helped, like, it's helped change me, and I've become a better person. I've learned a lot from the experience. I learned a lot about myself. And I took a lot away from it. You know what I mean? Within like learning about myself and like moving forward with my life. Like I've kind of, not to sound corny, I've had more of like a spiritual awakening, and like things are a lot more different. Like things are a lot more clear for myself, and all my goals I'm very focused on right now. So, but hey, I hope anyone that goes through anything like that, one, I'm praying for you. You know what I mean? I hope you either get out of that situation or are out of it. But just keep going. All you can do is just put one foot in front of the other and just get up each day, wash your ass, set your goals, speak your daily affirmations, and just get back to living your life and get back to being happy again.
When you go through something like that, does it give you like how'd you feel? Like self doubt, anger? What, you know what I mean?
I was one angry motherfucker. But I mean, how can you not be? But for, from that experience, like at the time, at the end of all of that, I had no self-worth. I didn't know what self-worth was. Now I'm like, girl, what? Like I look in the mirror and I'm like, you've got to be kidding me. Like the way I view myself now is full confidence, full everything. You know what I mean? And it's crazy to see what time can do, with healing someone.
When did that happen where you're able to turn the switch, so to speak? How long did it take, you think?
Let's see. November, December, January, February. What we're in April now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. Right. Probably about 6 months. And for
But
the
I
first,
mean, is it
I've been,
gradual, or is it just one day you kind of, as you're going through all this stuff that you're trying to do to
as
get
as
better?
I was going through it, I was growing through it, type of deal. It was like growing pains. Like I just kind of was like suffering through it, but then I was like, I got to come out of this. So like I kind of just kept pushing myself to do better. And whether as small as like, yo, just get out of bed and go eat some breakfast today, and that was at like my worst. To now it's like I'm happy to get up, like even if I say I don't sleep for a couple of days, I'm tired from training, like I'm happy that I get to keep doing what I'm doing in life. You know what I mean? Like that could have simply been put to an end easily with the abuse or anything in life, you know? So just got to keep pushing.
Did it make you not want to do the fighting anymore since you were with somebody who did that?
No, that didn't really put a damper on it. I just was like, I was so beat down that I was like, I don't even know if I have the energy to put into myself to want to fight again. But then once I kind of kept pushing through it, I was like, I got to get, like, I just kind of had to give myself time and push through it to see if I wanted to fight or not. And then I was like, yeah, bitch, I know who I am. Like, I'm a fighter. This is the lifestyle I want, and this is the lifestyle I'm gonna have. So, but yeah, no,
But
he
it
never did
like almost like
fight.
you're trying to uplift people or maybe give them advice. So, in your experience, what kind of message would you want to send to
Ooh, I
people?
am not the one to look to for advice.
Oh,
But you just, I don't know. I really don't know. That's tough because I'm still going through it, if I'm being honest, you know, like I have good days and I have bad days. Um, but just look for the positives. Like that's kind of like when I'm feeling really down about shit, or I just want to like just crawl in a corner and cry. Or if I am doing that, I'm just like, okay, what are you grateful for? Just like remember the good things that I do have and like what I still am able to do. And I just kind of look at all the good things instead of just look at, because if you look back in the mirror, you're just gonna keep looking at the negative shit. I'm good. The roaches stay in the back, the queens come in the front. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, I think it's interesting because some people can get through adversity and some people can't.
I
And
know.
it's just
No, it's
that
my
it's like a
heart.
gift you have, you know?
Oh man, no one ever said it like that.
No,
I
I
don't know
mean, yeah, I
because I
knew some, I
me.
used to work with kids in trauma.
Mm,
Some of them couldn't get over it. Some of them
yeah.
could go and be successful. You know what I mean? So I don't know if it's something you have inside you or what, No, you can't put your
Oh,
finger on it, you know?
no, you really can't. I never was. It wasn't put into my perspective that way before, and that's very interesting.
Yeah, because it'd be hard to advise someone because some
It's got to
people
be a
have the gift
button
and some
for
don't.
everybody, but it's very
Yeah.
specific. You know what I mean? And unfortunately, not you're not gonna know it yourself. Like I have no clue what it was one day, but I know I snapped the fuck out of it. You know what I mean? I was like, all right, bitch, we got shit to do. So
Yeah, I mean, it's great that you're able to get through that. It's just I've always found it interesting because, like I said, in my past, I've worked with some young people like that. And some of them, they never recovered. Some
yeah.
of them, in this chaotic chaos that they were in, they could still function and move on. But
I think I'm honestly I'm blessed because I already have that fighter warrior spirit. So like I have to fight through adversity regardless if it's in my personal life or in the fucking cage or the ring or whatever. So I think I'm just used to the chaos, but now I'm learning how to break the chaos down and be at peace because all that shit is crazy. Too
now I know
much.
you don't have a lot of time. Again, I want to thank you for coming on here and taking time to do this with me. I always
No,
like to let people kind of maybe as we're leaving the interview, if you got something you wanted to say or where people can find what you're doing or follow you or whatever the case may be.
I mean, you guys can just follow me on Instagram or Facebook, the Red Queen 444. Um, I don't know. I guess leaving off on that topic, I really hope I can either help uplift or reach a hand out and help someone out there going through. It doesn't matter what it is, you know. Obviously, whether it's abuse or just their own mental health issues or what have you. Just I hope I can help someone out there one day. And yeah, yeah, man. I'm thankful and I'm grateful to be
Well,
able.
again, I want to thank you for taking time to do this, and maybe if the bare knuckle match goes through, we could talk about it sometime. That'd be
Yeah,
great.
yeah, I would definitely love to come back and talk to you about it.
All right. Well, I appreciate you taking the time. I know you're busy, and I just hope you have a great day. Happy Easter.
Thank you, thank you. You as well. Happy Easter. Take care.
Great meeting you. Take care.
Great to meet you as well.